All right, looks like we are live. So check here.
Let's toast to today's beautiful, hopefully beautiful tree.
Hello, everyone that's watching us tonight.
Hello.
We're gonna work on this Schefflera today. So please feel free to ask questions, to let us know where you're watching us from. We would love to hear where you're from. And we're actually live on YouTube and on TikTok right now. So we're gonna try to manage between comments or questions that you might have. So yeah, let's see what we have over here. Is anybody around? Let me know if you are with us today, where you're from. Let me get on TikTok.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
Yeah.
We're glad that you guys are here with us today, and glad that you're here to witness this styling that's going to go spectacularly well. We have a dwarf Schefflera, Hawaiian umbrella, arboricola, whatever you want to call it. It's the dwarf species, and it's a fairly underused species in bonsai. However, we really love this species because it is easy to take care of. The species is very forgiving. You can grow it outdoors in full sun, or you can grow it indoors by a window, which makes this, a really good bonsai species. Tree.
Actually, I love it. And I love the trunks are usually very interesting, and they have aerial roots.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys can see this. This is what we call aerial roots, and it's just so cool.
So the aerial roots are roots that come down from the branches and they go into the soil. So once we're done with styling this tree, this is going to look like a big banyan tree. They also have very unique shaped leaves. No other bonsai species that I'm aware of has leaves like this one. And they also grow little berries, so that's very cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to read a few comments from YouTube. We have Luis Salas. Hello, my friend. Hello to you. David
Hello.
Segovia. He said watching from Dallas, Texas.
All right.
Awesome. And Lulu Gonzalez, she says, hello guys from California. Awesome. And Mark says watching from Philippines.
Wow, cool.
That is great.
So I cannot sit on my hands any longer. You know me.
Yeah. So just let us know what you're gonna start doing, and I can still say hi to everyone.
So I'm gonna start to defoliate the tree, and what I do, I'm gonna show you here up close. So this is a leaf, and I cut right behind the leaf, and I'm gonna leave the petiole or the stem behind for dieback. I have noticed that if you pull the leaves back like this, and you pull off everything, that dieback can occur. So that's why I always cut right behind the leaves and leave the little stem behind for dieback. In a few days to maybe a week or two, those stems will fall off.
Yes, so he's gonna go ahead and defoliate this whole tree so we can see into the tree and come up with a plan for this. And if you already are seeing something for this tree, you know, like, oh, that's looking like informal upright, or I don't know, you have some crazy idea, let us know and we'll see how can we make it happen. And let me see, I see on TikTok, somebody's like, he wants her. It's in his eyes. And he's nervous now because he knows she knows. Very funny, we're actually married. We're a married couple, okay? So of course he wants me. He wants me so much.
I have never been more confused than just now. First of all, I'm not nervous. However, this is my wife. She makes me nervous.
I pressure him.
She does.
All right. So let's say Treeman says, hello, Tempo here.
All right.
Love that. And Sarah Kitty, she said, how do you encourage the aerial roots?
The aerial roots is not something that you can really encourage. You can kind of help the tree to create more. What you need is a lot of heat, a lot of humidity, and in the summertime what you can do, you can actually mist water underneath into the canopy several times a day, and that will create more of a humidity inside the canopy, which then will help release aerial roots. However, aerial roots is not something that you really want to force, because once the tree is established in its pot and in its soil, it's gonna toss out so many aerial roots. You don't even know what to do with all of them. So there's no encouragement really needed, to be honest.
Okay. Let's just try to keep this section clean.
Never.
I see a lot of leaves everywhere.
My rule.
Not in the wine, please. Not in the wine.
My rule is if you're not making a huge mess, you're not doing it right.
Let's say. So someone said, okay, Vicky,
Hey, Vicky.
a friend, she said hello from San Antonio.
Woohoo!
Yes, and Carlos Rodriguez, he says, hola, saludos desde Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico in the
Epa.
house. And Carlos Navas, he said, hello amigos, it's nice to see you again from Guatemala.
Awesome.
Wow, that's awesome.
International.
Jerome, keep it in here, huh? Keep
I
it
am.
in the side. Okay, so let's continue. Gabriel Nieves, he says, hello, saludos, ¿de qué parte de Puerto Rico eres? I guess it's for me. He's asking if, like, what part of Puerto Rico I am.
I am from San Juan.
No, Karen, yo soy de Venezuela
Y yo soy Suiza.
You know, Suiza, yes. So Switzerland and Venezuela. All right, and then we have David Segovia. He says, is it okay to defoliate and repot in the same year?
Yeah, so I do hear this a lot, and this question is mainly directed at junipers and pines, where you're supposed to do one thing at a time in the year, like either you work on the foliage or you work on the roots. This is a tropical tree, you want to do everything at the same time. So if I were to repot this tree today, I would rake out the roots, style it, defoliate it, do everything at the same time. That's actually perfect to do.
Okay, so then you have, do you use methods that combine small ficus? Okay, if I understand in this one, let me see, make large tree in short time. I think he's asking you how can you get a large tree or make the trunk thicker over time, over a short time.
Over a short time? Yeah, the only way to really do that, the fastest way to do that, if I wanted to thicken that tree, if I wanted to thicken this tree up, I would put it into a really large, shallow pot, like something maybe half the depth of this one, and probably this big, and then I would just let it grow. Like take it out, put it into the large pot, fill it in with our good free draining bonsai soil, and then just leave it in that pot and let it explode and not touch it again.
Fertilize.
Exactly. Use a lot of fertilizer, like fertilize well, water well, give it a lot of sun, and you can thicken up this tree extremely fast if you let it grow out. Like if you give it that chance.
Alright. Then I have Denny, he says, hi, watching from New Zealand.
Oh,
Way
cool.
to go, guys. I love that. New Zealand. Then Gabriel says, nice, you have, like he said, I have a Puerto Rican accent. See?
You do? Well, certainly not me, so you must be, yeah. Wow, okay.
Awesome. And then we have hello from Chicago.
All right.
Yes.
What's up, Chicago in the house?
And
I used to live in Chicago, by the way.
Yeah, and then Luis said that our camera looks blurry. We see it fine just here. Wonder if it's like maybe a connection thing.
How many drinks did you have, and are you wearing your glasses?
See, let me go back on TikTok now, because as I wanted to say, we are live on YouTube and on TikTok right now. So if you're not following our YouTube yet, we are the Bonsai Supply, and if you're not following our TikTok yet, it's the Bonsai Supply. So Alex, he said, when you cut branches to come up in its place in my experience. So I guess it's not a question, it's like a, affirmation, let's see. When you cut branches to come up in its place in my experience.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you cut one branch, two more will come up.
Yes.
When you do a trunk chop on some species, you'll get like 5 or 6 new leaders. And if you have a well ramified tree, you get even more than just 2.
Yes. Then I have CK from Pakistan. Awesome work. Love your work.
All right.
Thank you. Wow, from Pakistan. That's awesome. Then we have Jeffrey. Our Jeffrey is here. And he said, the guy that I was trying to understand the question, He said he might be asking about fusing trunks of multiple trees.
Oh, yeah, you can do that as well. You can pretty much do the fusing with pretty much any species. The one that you cannot do it with that comes to mind would be a jade, like a dwarf jade. Those they will never fuse. But other than that, I can't think of anything that would not fuse right now. If you know anything that does not fuse, please let us know in the comments below. But I do think that they all fuse. Now some obviously fuse. You know what? I think buttonwood doesn't fuse either.
Mm-hmm. And then our Alex from TikTok says, have you two lovely people made a video of on wiring yet? I think we have, but not really like teaching wiring, if that's what you would like to see. However, this is what we're gonna do right now. He is gonna wire. And before you start doing anything, once you're done defoliating, we're gonna discuss about it.
Yeah, so I'm done defoliating. Right now I'm just looking at the tree and I'm cleaning up all of the dead spots, like the died back branches. And I'm just rotating the tree to get an idea, and that's why I put this block underneath one side to kind of tilt the tree and see if that would change the angle, make it more interesting.
So now with the foliated tree, we're gonna pick a front, right?
Yes.
So what is the front and why? Or if you guys see a front that you like?
I think to me, this is kind of the front right in here, as you guys are looking at it. What I like about it a lot, obviously, it has this great movement in the front here. It has movement from the bottom all the way to the top. I like that the tree splits down here. You have a branch down here that's very elongated, and then you have another branch here, which I'm actually now contemplating of turning this into like maybe like almost like a twin trunk, where we maybe tilt it a little bit and use the bottom branch as like the lead direction to go into this way, but use this branch as another trunk. I think that would look really cool. Just at a slight angle like that.
So what style are you going for?
I think we're going for a slanted banyan style, because I do want to leave all of these aerial roots and have them drop down. I just think the angle change just enhances the overall tree design and makes it a little bit bigger as well. I think that's what we're going to go with.
Okay, so are we looking right now at the front?
No, they're looking at the front.
Oh, they're looking.
We're looking at the back. Let me show you. Let me get it approved by the boss. Something like this. So I'm thinking this one becomes another kind of tree trunk on the side, and this is kind of like our focus. The tree goes into this way.
Okay.
I think I like that.
Yeah. I mean, this tree, I think it has two fronts.
It definitely
like the other side looks pretty good. I'm looking at the camera, it looks nice.
Yeah. I mean, this is a great material because, like she said, you have two fronts. So.
Mhm. Okay. So what's the next step? Going wiring?
I'm gonna start the wire. Yes.
Okay. So I have more questions for you while you wire. I have from TikTok. Hey, greetings from Bulgaria. Do you have some tips for promoting new growth on Ficus benjamina?
Promoting new growth on Ficus benjamina. Yeah, so Ficus benjamina is one of those ficuses that can be a little finicky. I do defoliate my benjaminas and they have always come back much stronger. So like in the summertime, I do a full defoliation. And I have never experienced branch loss on a benjamina. A lot of people tell me that there is a lot of dieback. I've never experienced that. That's what I do, and when a tree comes back after the foliation, it's so much stronger. Like it's really powerful, packs a punch. And that's how you get more branches and you get a much stronger overall growth.
All right, and I have a question from Sarah. She said, have you ever worked with Schefflera Bonsai?
I have. I have worked with Schefflera Bonsais in Florida, and a Schefflera Bonsai, to my understanding, does not do well in Florida, which would explain why I failed at it. It's probably the only species I never had great success with, but I think that's because I grew it in Florida, where it was not supposed to grow. Beautiful species, especially if you find an
The
older
flowers,
trunk.
the
Oh,
little flowers or something.
the little white flowers and the leaves are really cool too, small and dark. I mean, sorry.
You're very dangerous with this wire. Why don't you wire on your side, like
I am.
farther away from me?
My
All right.
apologies.
This could be deadly, you guys. So I have to be careful. Okay, so I have Gabriel. You know, he said, I'm from Puerto Rico, living in Stanford, Florida, and you guys are open to the public. I would like to go. We are not open to the public anymore, and we have more news about that coming soon. So,
Sorry. If she makes it.
does that make it after this video? All right. So then I have this is a bulletproof species, great for beginners.
Yes, 100%. Another good beginner species is a Chinese elm, dwarf jade, ficus is a good beginner species, but this one is definitely on the top.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult to kill one. Very difficult.
Okay, so how long do we wait for a Schefflera cutting to root?
It depends on your climate and it depends on the time of the year. I mean, if you are in southern Florida in the middle of the summer, it roots immediately. like you can pretty much pot it and watch it grow the next day. I mean.
Mm-hmm. All right, and where can I buy this bonsai table? So you want to tell them?
So, this is actually not a bonsai table. This is a gift from a friend of mine. It's actually a cake table. Like they make this to put the batter on the cake. But I love it so much.
Works.
I really love it. You could probably pick this up anywhere, really. I really love this table because it works really well. And
Yeah, and all right, and hello from Montana. Hey, that's awesome. And Schefflera are great for Benyon salt, no fusion in it. Yeah, it has such a great
I mean,
content.
what's cool is that this type of tree, as the aerial roots start to drop and as they start to thicken, they will start to look like trunks. So this will look like a forest, like a big banyan Everglade forest in a few years. I mean, that's how cool they spread, right? So.
All right, and I have a question from TikTok, and it is, should you defoliate a Portulacaria afra?
A Portulacaria afra is one of those trees that I recommend that you do not defoliate until you get the hang of bonsai a little better. Defoliating a jade is a little tricky because you have to look out for the signs. You have to dry it out enough so that you can do a defoliation successfully. But the cool thing is about a dwarf jade, if you just keep trimming it back, like hedge pruning it, there's no need to defoliate it because they multiply and redistribute the energy like that. So there's no need for it. But if you keep it alive for a few years, then go ahead and give it a try. On your least favorite tree. Please. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wanted, because I didn't say this, but this tree, once it's finished, is going to go on our online auction site. So if you like this tree and you want to bid for it, you can do that the bonsaisupply.com, right? Probably like 15 minutes before this video goes on, so I can take a few pictures and put the posting together. But we're gonna start the auction for this tree right after this video.
And how long is the auction on?
The auction is going to be for 48 hours, right? So today's.
Okay.
Yeah. So check it out after this video is done. If you would like to have this, this is only for U.S. participants.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll ship it out to your home, and if you win it, then yeah. Let's see.
Also, when you get this tree, you can go ahead and repot it right away, by the way.
And talking about repotting, we actually have a deal going on Amazon right now, right?
Yes. Yeah, so our 2-quart bag of soil, which is I would say it's the right size soil for this type of tree, for this size tree, is $1 off today, as is our fertilizer. So definitely take advantage of that.
But actually, I mean, it depends. I'm gonna give you two options that you have right now if you are needing soil. So if you only need one bag, I will tell you yes, go to Amazon and take advantage of that dollar off, and you get free shipping. But if you're needing like more than just one bag, then go straight to our website because we offer free shipping for orders over 35. And the price in the website is actually $2 off, so it's cheaper than Amazon. But it will depend on what you're needing right now. If you need more soil, go to our website, bonsaisupply.com. If you're just looking for one, it's gonna be cheaper if you order on Amazon.
Let me rehydrate for a second.
All right, and then we have
That's good.
somebody is asking for the bonsai table. See, have to partner with the shade.
With Sonoma, what is it called? Sonoma, William Sonoma.
Jean, hi guys. Hey Jean.
Hey Jean.
Question: how frequently water the very small bonsai?
Okay. It depends, I guess, what size. Like very small bonsais, like 6-inch pots, I'm assuming, show hands. It really depends on the soil as well as your climate as well as the species. Now, if you grow your tree out in full sun and you use our all-purpose bonsai soil mixture, you can water every single day and your tree will be absolutely happy. If you are growing a tree in black soil in the shade, then water once a week perhaps. Always do the soil check. Remove the top layer of the soil like a 1/2 inch and see if it's dry. If it's dry underneath, you can water. But once you get familiar with our soil, you can spot it from a mile away if it needs water or not, just by looking at it.
All right.
Hope this makes sense.
Let's say, let's see, do you have any water jasmine?
Not anymore, no. I used to have one, a beautiful one.
Well, the store used to have one.
Oh yeah, the store used to have one.
he thought his trees was the store for all trees are his. And then I had to remind him that we actually
Oh, I
sell
like that
them.
one a lot.
So, okay, so let's see. How long does it take for aerial roots to produce on this type of plant?
This type of tree, once it's in good soil, repotted and in full sun, and it's starting to actively grow, I mean, it already has aerial roots coming out the top. This will touch the soil, I mean, it's already like 3/4 of the way. It'll touch the soil in probably like a week to 2 weeks. And that's actually where defoliation helps a lot too. I have noticed that when you defoliate like ficuses and arboricolas, when they come back with such a punch that they release so many aerial roots, and you get like 30 of them right away. Yeah, so that's why I said earlier you don't have to really encourage them because they pop out, trust me. Just wait for it.
Yeah, and I think a few of you guys are asking how can you contact us if you would like to send us a picture or something. We're very active on social media, so like if you follow on Instagram, you can send us pictures there. Also, you can send us pictures to info@thebonsaisupply.com and we'll help you out. So just give us a lot of information, a lot of background. Where did you get the tree? When did you get it? When did you last repot it? Where do you place it? How often you water? What soil has? Like the more the better.
Yeah.
So it can actually really help you. Yes, and then are they hard to maintain?
No.
I think he was talking about the water jasmine because it's
okay.
Gabriel.
My apologies.
But let's talk also about this one.
Water jasmine's super easy to keep. This type of tree, super easy to keep. I mean, you can't kill this tree. It won't, I mean, it's so difficult. Yeah, of course you can kill it, but this is such a strong tree. I mean, arboricolas are very forgiving, very easy to keep. You can do anything to them. Defoliate them, repot them, trim them back hard. They will not care. They will continue to grow. You show it love, it'll show you love right back.
All right, and then I have a comment from TikTok, and he says, "Do you guys have any idea what could have happened I split potted my 2 junipers into your soil, and out of nowhere, one of them go brown and crispy, basically die in a week or so, but the other one is thriving.
So if it happened within a week, then the tree was already dying before you repotted it. Because for junipers to show a sign of distress, it takes a lot longer than just a week. So if it happened immediately after, yeah, it was already going down the hill before you repotted it. And when a tree is in distress, I would suggest that you do not repot it because you're going to stress out the tree more, unless the soil is really, really bad, like really mucky, for instance. But other than that, let your tree recover and then repot it.
Yeah, and our other friend from TikTok says, "Hi, I love you guys, and we love you."
Yes, we
Right?
should do.
We love you. Alright.
How much wine have you had?
Half.
Okay.
Half. But I think a little too fast. Okay. So Jason
A
says,
little too fast.
"Hello, I just want to say I enjoyed your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much." And he said, "What type of tree is it? I missed it. I was late to it."
How dare you?
So let's
So
just do a
this
summary
is-
here
yes, we do.
for Jason.
So this is a dwarf Schefflera, Hawaiian umbrella, arboricola, whatever you want to call it. It's one of those. Yeah, they have aerial roots, which is really cool. They come down from the branches. They also grow little red berries, which is also a bonus. You can grow them outdoors in full sun. You can grow them indoors under a grow light or by a bright window. They're very forgiving. Did I leave something out?
I think, yeah,
You covered it?
said everything. And yeah, I like that that you mentioned about indoors, because you know we get a lot of people wanting to have their trees indoors, and even we try to explain the outdoors is always best case scenario. Definitely this tree, like Scheffleras and Jades, if the window's bright enough, they actually will be okay. So it's a pretty good option for those that do not have a backyard, they live in an apartment, or just want to have the tree indoors. There we go. We have one more. Let's see. Scott said, "Do you have to use good bonsai soil for trees in big training pots? It will get pretty expensive if so."
Yeah. I do suggest that you use good bonsai soil. If you grow a tree in a large pot for a longer time, most likely you're going to have it in there for a long time anyways. So I would just do the investment because you're going to develop your tree so much easier and so much faster in good soil versus black soil. You're going to pay the price with black soil at some point regardless. Like you're going to get root rot, or you're going to have a lot of aphids, root aphids, or something bad happening in your root system. So that's why I would just bite the bullet and just get it done, over with.
Yeah, I always think about that, because at first glance, you're like, yeah, the bonsai soil is so much like more expensive than the black soil or the dirt. But then is it? Because if your tree is gonna die or is not gonna develop, or then you have to spray way more for insects or whatever,
Right.
like you risk losing your tree that's actually more valuable. So over time, you're actually like it's not expensive. You're actually using, the money that you're investing is in there. Like with the black soil, it's a short-term, quick solution, but then you might be in big trouble.
I just had nothing but nightmare experience with black soil, especially for a longer period of time. They end up getting root rot, always, or an insect infestation, always something. So that's why I would just,
Yeah. And also to remind you, for whoever wins this tree is gonna be on our online auctions on our website. Make sure you repot it, right? Like you can.
Yeah, I mean,
You
if
just clip up, or you should already.
if you live in a climate that's warmer already, like you live in a sunny or place, I would repot it right away. You can repot it regardless where you live, just make sure that you keep it warm after you repot it. So we're already in April, so if you repot it now when you get it, and then you leave it inside the house by a bright window until May, until it's warmer outside, and you move it outside, that's perfectly fine. I would go ahead and repot it now. And the Arboricola is one of those species where you can remove all of the black soil. It will not care. It's one of the very few species where you can just remove all of it.
And let's just play a quick game. If you guys have this tree is yours, what type of pot will you use? Will you use a rectangular, an oval, round, cascade, glazed, unglazed? Let me know in the comments what you see. Which pot do you see in this tree? I would love to read what you guys are thinking about.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
I want to play.
Well, I'm gonna hear your vision, but after I read them. Let me see if I go over question quickly before somebody let me know. How old this type of tree can live for?
Oh, very long time. Very, very long time. This tree, on the top of my head, I obviously don't know really, but I would say easily 200-300 years, easily.
Yeah, they can. I mean, I guess they can live as long as someone is taking care of them.
Yeah, I mean, if you Google how long can, like, let's say like a cherry blossom live, Google will tell you 20 years, which can be true, but at the same time it's not. It really depends on where it's grown and how it's being taken care of, right? If this tree is taken care of right, it can outlive all of us.
All right,
for sure.
And I have a few comments about pots. Let's see. Joseph says unglazed round.
Okay.
Unglazed round. Okay, I see it. See it, I like it. Then we have oval pot. Oval, okay. Oval, well give me a little more. It's an unglazed, glazed, it's a shallow. And then we have, okay, CK says, a glaze of white oval pot.
Alright.
So we have two ovals and off white, okay, I like that. Then we have unglazed oval, I think. Okay, so we're pretty...
Everybody says
like
oval,
like,
I think, right?
Oval is a good choice. Glaze or unglazed. Vicky says glazed oval. There we go. Louis said a round pot. Round,
Oh, I
okay.
like that.
And then we says, okay, so tan glaze, similar to the trunk color. Okay. Joseph says unglazed gray. Oh, that's an interesting approach.
I actually like the gray because the trunk is kind of grayish, beige grayish. So I do like that. It would be a nice contrast. It's a good idea.
And then oval. Let's see. So what would you use? If you was
I feel like I have to say oval at this point. No. No, I was actually thinking oval from the beginning. Oval, a little longer. I think maybe something like this. Enough space for the aerial roots to drop down from the branches. At this angle, I think, and have a canopy. I don't want the tree to be taller than this. I want the tree to be this tall and have a canopy like this, like an umbrella. Shallow, you can go like 2 inches deep. And I mean, I like unglazed. These trees grow in nature in Florida, so you could definitely go unglazed to match, the earth colors. I also like blue with these trees, just because they do grow near water. They like a lot of water, so that could be a choice. I also like red, actually, by the way.
red?
Yeah, because the berries are red. So yellow always works nice too with this lighter green foliage. I like that too. Or red. I think yellow or red I would go.
I actually will go as CK, a glaze of white oval pot, yes. Actually, I remember we had one at the store. The one at the store was in a rectangular white. Looked great. Yeah, white. Off-white is a good contrast too. I like it.
Yeah, lately I'm really into yellow pots. I think they just look great.
Everything has to be in the yellow pot. It goes through phases. every day I have to do it. But it looks pretty cool, I have to say.
Calling me out. I can't believe it.
Okay, so on glaze, definitely glaze oval earth tones.
I mean, you can always change it, right? I mean, you can go with one, like an unglazed one, and then a year later or so switch it. So.
And then I have, somebody said glazed turquoise?
I actually like that idea a lot.
That would be a cool pot.
That would be kind of hot.
Those are, actually that glaze is hard to find.
Turquoise, I love turquoise.
And it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then let's see what I have over here. Oh, when I come back to our friends from TikTok, how do you encourage branching?
Yeah, so you can encourage branching by wiring your branches. When you wire your branches and you kind of crack the cambium a little bit, you can encourage new branch growth, or just by defoliating. So this tree, for instance, I would let it grow out. I'm sorry. Once you get it, I would.
Very excited.
Once you get it, repot it, let it come back, let it grow out, let it completely push out, let the new growth harden, and then I will cut it back into the shape that I want it to be in, you know. And just by cutting it back and letting it grow, you're already encouraging new branches, new growth, and then I would defoliate it once a year, like in the summertime. I would go ahead and defoliate it and watch it come back and explode.
All right, and our friend about the juniper, remember the two junipers, one of them died.
Yeah.
If I do replace the juniper, what other species of tree will you recommend? Easy care? Texas. He's in Texas.
Texas, okay. If you're growing outdoors, what would I recommend? Tropical trees.
Schefflera, for
Scheffleras, yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, Texas, if you're living in the hotter part of Texas,
Jades.
tropicals, jades, ficuses, Chinese elms are great, bougainvillea, desert rose, Brazilian rain tree. If you live in a little bit of a cooler climate, I would recommend deciduous trees. Obviously, so kind of a mixture, depends on where you live in.
Yeah, but I mean, I remember of Jay because we had the interview with Little J Bonsai, which is in Texas, and he was saying how that species just does so great in there, and that's what he does, and his trees look amazing. So, yeah I think I will definitely suggest you Jade. So, Portula Cardia out for us. Yeah, and let's see. Couple more questions before we end the live. Brian says, what diameter is this current nursery pot and what size bonsai pot do you recommend?
I would say that this is about a 10 inch. Oh wow. Wait, put on the spot. That's a 9 inch. Pretty good. It's a 9 inch, I would say 12 to 14 inches. So this is 12 to 14 inches. This is actually 14 inches right here. I think that would be good, or go into 12 inch, which would be right here. I think a 12 inch shallow, that would be really nice. And you can go as shallow as 2 inches, I would say, outside measurement. I think that would be really perfect. And once you actually start to rake out the root ball, like once you take it out of the pot and you rake down the roots, you'll probably find a really cool root structure in here. But this tree is root bound. This tree is ready for a repot. So I think.
Okay, so for whoever gets this tree, what are the next steps? Just remind everyone.
We ship this tree to your home, repot it right away, keep it warm. Make sure that the temperatures don't go below 60 Fahrenheit. So if you keep it outside during the day but it gets cooler at night, just move it back inside. Now if you get it and you have to like find a pot first for it, let it grow out first. Let it completely push out. Order your pot. Once you get it, I would then repot it in about 3 months. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you get it within, I would say within 2 weeks, I would say you're good to go ahead and repot it. If it starts to push out, I would probably wait.
And you want to place it outdoors if you can,
Yeah,
or indoors
outdoors,
by
full
a
sun.
very bright window, or use a grow light indoors. And you also, what else? Do you want to fertilize once a month?
That's a very good question. Yeah, I would definitely wait until the new growth has pushed out and has hardened. Go ahead and use our all-purpose fertilizer. Also, you want to start to spray this tree for insects. All of your trees, spray once a month just as a preventative. Once a month, every month. And that's really it. I mean, there's not much to it, but
And we're always available to help you out. Like if you have any questions about this tree or anything looks different, you notice something, feel free to email us at info@thebonsaisupply.com and we'll help you out.
yeah.
And
Yeah, I think
yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a Schefflera. We're gonna go ahead and take some pictures of it and some measurements, and in about 15 to 20 minutes I'm going to have it up on the website, and we're gonna have a quick friendly bidding or auction so you can check it out and participate. Yeah, so thank you so much to everyone that connected with us this Sunday evening for us, and we hope you have a great rest of your Sunday.
Yeah, whatever she said.
And now we have to go. Let's see. So you have to take us out of the live. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
How do you stop this? I don't know how to stop this.
Let's just hang out for the next 2 seconds until Jerome figures out how
How
to
do you-
end it.
how do you stop? How do you stop TikTok? I've never. I don't know.
Just end the like list on YouTube.
It doesn't show me anything, no.
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Okay.
I'll go for TikTok.